Hello and welcome back to the Ducoscope Studios here in Geneva. I'm Jessica Walker and today I am joined by Bill Zeeb. So Bill, welcome to the studios.
Thanks, Jessica. It's great to be back.
So we're exploring the key elements to ensure in business improvement. So where is the best place to start?
Well, getting leadership aligned and aware of their role is where I like to start. And I break that into 4 steps. The first step, I like to start with some leadership interviews to understand what backgrounds and what expectations the leaders have. Continuous improvement can be used to impact the culture of the business. That's the values and beliefs of the people and how they work. Continuous improvement can be used to address immediate issues in quality, cost, or agility. And that's where a lot of businesses like to focus in the early phases. And the third aspect is continuous improvement can be used for leadership development. Looking back, most businesses would claim that the leadership development is the highest payback item, but they usually go for cost in the beginning. Fortunately, both are very feasible and compatible together. After the interviews, the next step is to determine the collaborative or command and control approach in the business. And when I worked with Jack Welch at General Electric, he was very much directive and set a lot of targets that people followed. Some Europeans would go so far as to say that's bullying and prefer a more collaborative approach. Both work, but it depends on the culture of the company. My experience working in Europe is that our collaborative approach is best. Once that has been determined, then the next step is looking at the way leadership views problems in the business and their openness. There's 2 skills that leaders need when we think of continuous improvement that are essential. One of them is called advocacy. Advocacy is, I know best, let me tell you, and I'll help you do something. When I'm using my mastery skills in continuous improvement, I'll be using advocacy as I coach people to share with them my experience and help them avoid the mistakes. There's another skill that's equally important, and if you don't have a balance of these, it can derail a continuous improvement deployment very quickly, and that other skill is called inquiry. Inquiry is all about, no matter what I know, half the time I'm wrong, so please help me understand. And it's keeping that open mind, looking for waste and problems in the business where we might have overlooked them in the past. And this is important in the interviews to determine this advocacy and inquiry, and we use value stream maps to do that. And value stream maps and process walks help leaders under the guidance of a master to walk through the process and understand that. The 4th element that we use is very powerful when combined with an annual or a semi-annual leadership meeting. It's a cascaded hands-on workshop where the leaders actually practice and use the tools of continuous improvement on a non-threatening process. We've developed this simulation for the European market, and we've had tremendous success reinforcing in leaders their role in continuous improvement. So those are the 4 steps we like to use to help leaders get engaged in continuous improvement.
So you mentioned European markets with continuous improvement there. So is there a difference between Americans and Europeans when it comes to implementing continuous improvement?
I think there's a very strong difference between Americans and Europeans in that because of the cultural and language differences, it requires extra upfront communication and discussions to get buy-in from all the necessary parties, and this collaborative approach is so much more important.
And Bill, tell me, how do leadership attitudes take a role in this process?
This aspect of advocacy and inquiry, advocacy being, I know best, let me tell you from my experience how you should work, and just follow what I say, please. Balanced with inquiry, which is, no matter what I know, if I walk along a process and document it with Post-its like this one, I'm going to learn that there's more I don't know about the process than I do know. So helping leaders who, especially in Germany, who have been raised to never fail in public, to admit that they don't know something can be a big challenge in Europe. And this is where a master coach can come in in a very important role to help these leaders open their minds. And I've seen some amazing transformations. I've been blessed to work on many of those.
So you've mentioned what you've seen there. So how have you seen Leadership Alliance best implemented?
Getting leadership aligned works very well in a non-threatening environment. So we've created a simulation that is very hands-on, where we get vice presidents using data to improve a fictitious process, but one that they can relate very much to their world. And using this simulation in a cascaded approach, starting with the top leadership and then cascading it down to their teams, has been very powerful in establishing the vocabulary and the mindset to take continuous improvement to the next level.
Well, Bill, thank you so much for coming in today and sharing your expertise with us. Once again, it was a pleasure having you here in the studios.
Thank you, Jessica, and I look forward to our next encounter.
And thank you for watching. For all the latest updates and interviews, do keep clicking back to the Dukascopy website. Goodbye for now.